it's time to go down to New Orleans. In today's lesson, I'm going to break down a really cool New Orleans riff along with 2 finger-picking patterns. Then we'll move those patterns between a G and a C chord. There's a lot to get into, but before I jump in, I want to let you know I do have a free tab available for this lesson. So I'll put a link to download that free PDF in the description. All right, so let's jump into it. So the main New Orleans riff is this. All right, let's take an up-close look at that. So this is bass notes that we're playing right now. So we're going to use the thumb to do that, just the thumb on the right hand, because we're going to add in finger picking in a bit and we'll need the fingers for other notes. And basically you're just going to hold a G chord and then play 6th string, 5th string, 4th string. Now sometimes I do like to sort of lift up my fingers, so I'll lift up that one when I go to the 2nd note, and then I might lift up that one when I go to the open string. That's how I like to do it, just to separate the notes a little bit. You could just hold that G chord if that's a little bit easier for you. Now the real tricky thing about this bass pattern is the rhythm of it. So the rhythm of it goes like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that 2nd note comes on the and of 2. So see if you can count with me and play, because it's a little bit tricky here. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and yeah, play it. That's it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and boom. All right. And so that's a really good skill. If you can count, while you're playing something, count the rhythm of it and play it correctly, then that really shows that you kind of have internalized the rhythm. And that's the tricky, challenging part of this, what we're doing today. This is really more of a kind of intermediate level picking that we're getting into here, because of that offbeat note is going to make things a little bit more tricky. So let's take a look at the picking we're going to add into it. So we're going to hold down that G chord and we're going to put some 8th notes on the top of it. It's going to sound like this. Yeah. So this is going to be what I'm going to call finger picking pattern 1. So finger picking pattern number 1 is 8th notes. So you're going to basically take your index and middle fingers and we're just going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then if we add the bass notes into that, those are going to be pinches. So we're going to go pinch, finger, finger, pinch. Pinch, finger, finger, pinch, finger, finger, pinch, finger. Pinch, 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 pinch. Thumb, 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 thumb. It starts to get a little bit tricky. Let's try that a little bit faster. Down to New Orleans. All right, cool. So that's finger picking pattern 1. And there's a lot going on there too. So part of it is balancing how loud you play these notes here with the bass notes and just getting that timing right. This is tricky. This is a tricky riff, but I hope you're enjoying trying to play it. So next what we're going to do is another way to approach this bass pattern and add a cool layer of finger picking into it. And that's going to be to play basically whenever your thumb is not playing. So that's going to sound like this. So let's take a look at that. So what we're going to do here is basically go thumb, finger, finger, thumb, finger, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger, finger, thumb, finger, finger, thumb, finger. Oops. Thumb, finger, finger, thumb, finger, finger, thumb. All right. Let's try that a little bit faster. So, oh yeah. So I hope you're enjoying this lesson so far. Be sure to leave me a comment, subscribe to this channel. It helps me be able to make more content like this for guitar players. So now I want to jump into, we're going to take this pattern, both of these patterns, the bass riff, everything, and we're going to move it onto a C chord. So I want to show you how this works to move it onto C. So for a C chord, we're just going to put a C chord down here on the left hand, and we're going to go 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string. Same rhythm, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. All right. All right, cool. So that's the basic gist of the C chord. Now let's do the same exact picking pattern that we did on the G, but we're going to do it on the C. So we're just going to put those 8th notes. Now they're going to be on a C chord. And we're going to add these bass notes, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Whoops. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Let's try it a little faster. So you just really want to get that rhythm and that rhythm pattern down. And even if you bump, you might notice I bumped a few wrong notes in there. But the main thing is to keep that rhythm pattern going, keep the groove going, and everything will be cool. So that's finger picking pattern number 1 with the C chord. Now let's take a look at finger picking pattern number 2, the one where we leave out the finger notes when we're playing the thumb. So now we're going to go thumb, finger, finger, thumb, finger, finger, thumb, Speed it up a bit. So these are some really cool patterns, and they just flow really nicely with this New Orleans bass riff. This is inspired a lot by New Orleans piano players. If you listen to like Professor Longhair is a really good one to listen to, who does a lot of songs with this kind of bass riff in it, this New Orleans bass riff. But now let's take a look at changing between. So now we got the 2 chords down, we got the 2 different bass patterns. Now let's put it into practice and play something that's a little bit more like an actual song. So let's use finger picking pattern number 1. And what I'm going to do is I'll play 2 times through the G finger picking pattern 1, and then I'm going to go to the C and do that 2 times. So let's try that, not too quick. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And now change to C. again, G. Try it a little faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. All right, pretty cool. So this is really starting to sound like something. You could really apply this to, you know, literally hundreds of songs you could play with this New Orleans pattern, just you putting different chords onto these rhythms that we're doing. So now let's try finger picking pattern number 2 and do the same thing. So we're going to go G, C, see how that works really nicely, and that's a pretty common chord progression that would be called 1 to 4 or a G to a C chord, assuming we're in the key of G. I'm going to wrap up and just play a little bit more, just jam for you on those 2 chords, mixing and matching those 2 patterns. Let's try it. Here we go. Try the other pattern. All right. Come on, play it now. All right, cool. So just rolling between those 2 chords, and that's good. If you made it this far in this lesson, congratulations. You're among the few. It's good, you know, to actually take the guitar and take the time to play this stuff, put it into practice. It's just a really cool rhythm. Some people call this the New Orleans blues rumba, but I just love the sound of that bass pattern. Always puts a smile on my face, as you can see. So once again, thanks for checking out this lesson, and keep on picking. Be sure to leave a comment and subscribe to this channel to get more content like this. I will see you next time.